Hello and welcome back to Randomly Generated Conversations. Once again, we have Mabel here with us.
Hello.
And Bastion.
Yo, yo, yo.
First question for today, and we're going to kick it over to Mabel again.
Me?
If you opened a store, what would you sell?
Oh my gosh, well, we're trying to open a store now. And we're gonna sell patches.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna sell earrings. We're gonna sell earring patches.
And patch earrings.
Patch earrings. We're gonna sell. What are we gonna sell?
There's a bunch of different ideas
crafts
there, right?
and
Crafts
stuff.
and stuff.
But then chocolate and
So the patches aren't just any patches, right? So we have an embroidery
machine.
business.
Yeah.
A large embroidery machine with 15 colors. And we're doing plush patches.
Yes. Blush patches.
So instead of just having the thread over the entire thing, we have a nice little plush, almost like teddy bearish type plush on the patch and a pleat on there.
It's a sensory patch.
Yep. Plush patch, sensory patch that allows it to be soft. So
Yeah. And put them in backpacks or in coats or just have it as a patch. Like I said, like I work at a school, right? And having those, just the patch and having the feeling of that a lot of kids would need, like,
would enjoy that, right?
yeah.
And it's not as disruptive as the fidget spinners and poppets and everything else.
Yeah. And also, if I also had another store, I wouldn't do it because I'm a good baker, but I have no desire to. Well, I do have a desire to do a bakery, but I don't have the desire to bake.
You do really good baking, so
I love baking, but not
Day of the
for
Dead, you'll make the Day of the Dead bread. You've made the Rosca de Reyes for the King's Day.
Yeah, I love baking, but not for an entire panaderia.
Right.
I like bakery.
Well, we had a cool idea with the panaderia, right? Where we were saying that each day of the week can be a different region of the world and learn bread and bakery from different parts, whether, South America, Central, Northern, Europe, Asia, Africa, just all different areas, and do bread from there.
Yeah, from each week.
But, well, we're practicing making bread. That means we would have to eat a lot of bread.
Yeah, that's why I'm not. That's most like it's fun. I see all the people making their cookies and their cakes and stuff like that. I could not do that as a business. Seeing how much sugar goes into that in order to taste good, quotation marks. I could not be a baker. Nope. It's very sad for me to see, like, putting the, what is it called? The frosting.
You hate frosting.
I can't do frosting.
No, you have this vendetta against frosting.
Yep. Because that's how I grew up. My mom would make a cake, never with frosting. And so we would just eat it regular and good. And just have frosting on our birthdays, right? Like, get a bought cake.
And on your birthday,
Store-bought.
they just give you a bowl full of frosting, right?
No. No, they would do tres leches, which is very sugary too, but it was different. Like, not as much frosting
It doesn't
in
taste
here.
as sugary because it's more moist and
Yeah. Milky.
milky. But the types of milk they use on it are
sugary.
very sugary,
Yes.
right?
But here is like that plus the frosting in each layer, right? And in Mexico, it was just like a layer of fruit instead of frosting. And yes, frosting in the whole outside of the cake, but not in the layers. And that's, why I wasn't used to frosting.
I can do a light frosting, like an airy frosting that's not really dense. I'm okay with that. More of like a whipped type frosting. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yep.
If I were to open a store, I would sell chocolates.
Yeah, that's why I said.
That's why you mentioned chocolates. So I'm not talking milk chocolate. Okay. I'm talking 75% and up cacao. So little story about this is I decided when I was little, I was always like, I want to learn to make chocolates one day. Well, I decided I'm getting old. I might as well learn to make chocolate. Tried a couple different things and finally ended up buying a chocolate refiner. So like a melanger, grindstones to grind it down, 24-hour processing, making the chocolate from the cacao nib with some sugar, like that, a little bit of cinnamon in it, some vanilla, but still keeping it 75% or higher dark chocolate.
And you can put, that's the beauty of it, that you can put the amount of sugar that you want to
Exactly. Because so much chocolate, I love chocolate. I think we've had this conversation a couple times on here. But I love dark chocolate. I'm definitely a 70% and above chocolate person. Anything below that gets way too sweet for me nowadays. And so I'm able to make this as sweet or as lack of sweetness as I want. And they're starting to turn out pretty good.
Yep.
And I really wouldn't mind getting to the point where I can sell them. It's to the point, and you probably agree with me on this, I used to go to the store and I would go through the dark chocolate section and search for the,
best.
the gourmet, the best type of dark chocolate. Okay, which one can I try? And even if it was a little more expensive, I wanted to try to find the best dark chocolate out there. After learning how to make it from the cacao nib and the grinding down, I don't even walk through the chocolate section anymore. And when I walk through there, I'm not craving anything. Nothing stands out to me. I'm like, oh, I'll just go home and eat what I made or make some more.
And you don't have to make, like, for example, last week we went to, or last Friday, no, last week, right? We went to a chocolate place. And they sell all sorts of chocolates. And I went in, we wanted ice cream, right? They had ice cream in there too. And I could not see the chocolate. After you making your chocolate, I could not see any of that chocolate. Like, my stomach was hurting just looking at the chocolate.
It looked really sweet.
Yeah, and
no doubt, for those that love milk chocolate, it was probably delicious, right?
Yeah. But being simple and healthier, I think, is still a business. Because you don't have to, like, even if people don't like dark chocolate, I think they would like your dark chocolate because it's way different. It's made differently.
Well, we've kind of proven that, right? You took it to work, and the kids took it to school, and even some friends or coworkers that said they don't like dark chocolate really liked it. But that was when I still made it somewhat grainy because I didn't have the full ability to process, so I couldn't get the sugar to break down.
Yeah, but now it's like the same, but not grainy.
Which you guys will have to bring some of this and see what people think.
Yeah. Yep.
Bastion, if you could open a store, what would you sell?
I would sell, since Molly said bakery, I would also do a bakery, because I've talked about this, other than my prosthetics store I want to do in the future, to like sell prosthetics for people. I want to open up a bakery. I want to bake for people, and I want to make different things, and I would love to do that. I'm not really good of a baker right now, because I'm pretty sure some bakers still use like the cake mixes, and I'm pretty sure that's the like cake mixes and stuff like that.
You gotta
You
make
don't
your
know
own
how
mix.
Yeah, you don't know how to.
Yeah, I don't know how to make my own mix, but I've been able to follow recipes and stuff like that pretty easily. So when I do actually make stuff, I feel like baking is one of my favorite things, because I love to make brownies and stuff like that with like the brownie mix stuff, and yeah.
Potatoes.
Baked potatoes.
Baked potatoes, right?
I made mashed potatoes once.
How about a brownie baked inside a potato? You bake the potato, you take the potato portion out, and then you bake a brownie inside.
Hold up. That's just a brownie.
No, it's inside the potato shell.
That's fragile, though, because, like, how are you supposed to get it inside the potato shell with no
Well,
potato?
because you can still leave a little bit of potato in
Cut
it.
around the top and you scoop out, kind of like a bread bowl. Have you ever heard of like a bread bowl?
No, we
We
haven't
did.
been eating that for the last couple of days.
Last night's dinner and today's lunch were bread bowls.
Yeah.
So,
And you can't guess
You
what
do it
tonight's
like-
dinner is.
not a bread bowl.
Ramen.
Oh, that's true. It's ramen.
Shrimp and noodles. Okay. So you would take it out like a bread bowl, cut the top part of the potato, and then clean out the inside while still leaving the integrity of the wall attached. Then you just pour
Attached.
attached. Did I say attached?
That sounds like
Leaving
a movie.
it untouched. Then you pour the brownie batter inside it and bake it. I really have to try this now.
Try it.
And then
You guys
then
should
to
try it
eat
too.
it, you eat like the shell and everything along with the brownie.
Guys, try it and let us know if it's a good invention.
On one of the future episodes, we will tell you how it. And we're still working out the process of possibly doing video episodes in the future. Figuring out the platform and everything for the recording. And maybe that will be something to try on one of the video episodes, right?
That'd be really
Right.
nice.
All right, so next topic, question. If you could read any one person's mind, who would it be? I would say Brianna's.
I agree with you there.
I want to know what that little girl thinks of, right? So she's our 3-year-old. She has a whole different way of seeing the world than we do. I would
She's-
love to see her
She's
read her mind.
the happy little person in the,
Uh-huh.
house. That's a good idea, but mine is Caleb's. I have no idea what goes in his mind.
So I guess
He's
Leanna's
such
up.
a good kid.
He is, but he doesn't
He's quiet. He doesn't
express himself.
exactly or say what he's thinking. And so reading his mind would be a way to be able to
know what he's thinking.
know.
Oh, yeah.
So that
So I
leaves
guess-
Leandra
yep.
for you, Baston.
So I guess I'll leave. No, I don't want.
We didn't say it has to be
No, thank you.
family members.
I would see if I could read anybody's mind.
Mine is locked tight. You do not get these mysteries of the universe.
Could we read like animals'
The
minds?
truths of-
Probably. It
Then
says it says any one person's mind.
Aw, okay.
I know you want to read Ruby's mind or Wetta's mind.
I was
But
also gonna say a mug, because what if mugs could think? Anyway,
Well, a person.
a person. I'd read your mind, mommy. See what's going on in there.
Gosh, you don't want to get there. Or maybe you can read it and let me know what it thinks about.
Right?
I feel like if somebody tried to read my mind, they'd get lost. Because I've said in a couple different episodes about how my mind's a jumbled up mess. But for some reason, I feel like there's a fork in the road, but the fork in the road decides to go, like, upwards, and it's, like, some squiggly lines everywhere, and it's like, you know
okay, don't read us your mind.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
If you want to learn one lesson from this podcast, don't read my mind.
Mine has more of a spoon in the road.
Right?
And for her, it's a
That
knife.
was my wedding ring. Alrighty. Final question. This one's up for anybody. What is the best way for someone to help you when you're feeling upset?
Talking.
Okay. Care to elaborate? Care to
always-
talk?
I
through
always
that?
do with you every time when I'm upset or like not wanting to get mad at my kids. I'm sorry.
You're getting so emotional.
I do
kidding.
get emotional. No. I need to talk it through and see what the real deal is. And if it's really bigger in my head than it is in my mouth.
90% of the time, that tends to be the case. Not just with you, but with anybody, right?
Yep.
90% of the time, it's worse in our head than
In our mouth.
in reality, right?
Yeah. Yep. What about you, Best?
I don't know. Because I feel like a lot of different things can help me when I'm feeling that way. So, like, probably just being with people or being alone sometimes helps me a lot. Because if I'm alone, then if it's a thing, like, towards somebody, like somebody's bugging me, if I'm alone, I can think about it and, like, okay, maybe this won't bug me as much. But if I'm being with other people, it helps too, because it's like, okay, I can talk about how I'm feeling, like how Mom loves to talk when she's feeling down. But yeah, like being able to talk about how I'm feeling and stuff like that.
I'd have to say hugs. I'm a very touchy-feely person.
Mm-hmm.
My kids know that.
No, your
My
wife.
wife knows
Just
that.
kidding.
I love hugs or just sitting close by somebody, you know. To me, that's it's a surefire way to lift up my spirits when I'm down. That's why I love if I'm lost in thought or frustrated over something that has no reason to be frustrated, and my 3-year-old comes up and just gives me the random hug. Oftentimes I forget about what was even upset about.
Is the 3-year-old that is making you less upset or the hugs?
Probably both, right?
Because she has a really good feel of like knowing when somebody's not feeling right.
But then again, also with our 9-year-old,
That's a
and she
girl
comes up
thing.
and gives me a hug, or my wife, if I'm feeling that way, and you come and give me a hug, or my 12-year-old or my 15-year-old.
Yeah, I love hugs from my 15-year-old.
I know, and I like that even as a teenager, he'll still give us hugs. He'll still sit beside me when I want to talk to him about things. He's not like, don't be so close to me, Dad. I'm going to go sit across the room. No, he'll come sit right up next to me, almost on my lap. Head on my shoulder. Just kidding.
Are we sure we're talking about the right 15-year-old?
No, but I like that. I like that closeness. I'm a touchy-feely person, and so a lot of times that physical interaction, that physical touch definitely helps when I'm upset.
I've realized this, and maybe a couple more, maybe the last podcast that we say I'm 15. Because I'm going to be an old man.
It's still a couple more weeks, and don't worry, I'll call you 15 for the next 6 months, even after you turn 16.
Yep.
Forever, I still call my 9-year-old and 8-year-old, my 3-year-old, a 2-year-old. I still call my wife 28.
My 12-year-old, 5-year-old.
Just don't call me late to dinner.
Right? All right. Thank you for joining us today. Go out there, get some chocolates to help you not feel so upset.
We're gonna go Go
Buy
make
ranch.
our ramen.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.